Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for the wonderful honor that you've given to my husband. And I would really like to thank the ladies that ran this and worked so hard and dedicated with every ounce that they had within their very heart to honor. I think that you're all wives of firemen, and I thank you so much for just being there and everything that you've done. I thank you for the Academy and everyone. I thank you, and I ask for God to bless all of you young cadets and that He keep all of you safe. I had to get away for a few months, and I went out to visit my family, my grandchildren in Oregon, and it was really kind of a hard time, but must be my earrings. It was a hard time, but at the same point, I feel that Bob spoke to me one day. I had to go to the computer, and I sat down, and these are the words that came out. I don't want to call myself a writer, but this is what has helped heal me after I wrote this. So it might be offensive to some, and I'm sorry if it is, but I feel within my heart that this is what I have to read. Death, oh death, how horrible your sting can be. Death, oh death, how beautiful you were to me. You left my body warm and intact for my family to see. I live on in the lives of others, sight given to one, and bones and skin to others. I loved what I did, and the fire brotherhood, it was for me. A family, that's right, there were two. I am a son, a husband, a father, and a brother. I have an extended family as large as the world can see. My firemen brothers, oh so dear to me. Oh bless, how lucky I have been. I was never alone in life, you see, because when I was not with one family, I always had the other. My death so tragic for all to see. I followed the orders of the officer in charge protecting property of this city, not for me. The people in the city, they trusted me. My men, only 4, all with me. The questions and answers of this building were not new to me. My job as a leader was to obey and stand. Our job was to keep fire at bay. We stood our ground where we were told to be, none of us searching to become heroes that day. The smell of smoke, dank and thick, enveloped the city block, making most feel sick. The darkness of night and the beginning of the day, the confusion was easy to lead any astray. This building a monster, so tall and so mean. The fire struck so quickly and spread in a matter of minutes. The winds were ready that night in the city, as if they knew this tragedy was at hand. The wind and the fire, they danced hand in hand. A holiday, some thought, at the sights and the sounds, the explosions and the bricks all hitting the ground. The men who were ready to do their jobs drove quickly to see the furious fire. It was not normal, some would say, because it took up an entire city block, fully ablaze. The men, engines, and ladders looked like specks that would never matter. The fire was explosive and fully in control. Was it set as an example to let the city know a fine for the city would not be paid because soon it would be gone with only rubble remaining the next day? Life so precious, to dance, to sing, and to pray. This was something we would soon remember that day. Collapse, collapse, the roof fell in from the weight of the thousands of bricks caved in. The men in the unmarked zone could hear the roar of all the bricks hitting the floor. They ran and they fled in the dust filled air to escape for their lives, scattering everywhere. The angry building was making its last claim. The city would remain with 2 less men. You see, they were trapped under thousands of bricks. Their lives, like a candle lit, and now were quickly snuffed out at the wick. It happened so quickly in a blink of an eye. My husband and Danny now lay side by side. The bricks, all hot and hard, were wrapped around like a blanket. It was so bizarre. I believe that their spirits were risen with the impact right away that day. Our God, so gracious and loving, would come and say, "Come home, you men of valor. Now is your hour. Your family and your family I will keep close in hand. You will be loved and remembered along with all of your other brothers who have died this way." My husband came home in spirit that day. I smelled the smoke lingering in my house for several days. He said he was sorry that it had to be this way. I know that he sent his men in the department to stand and to support me and my family in our darkest hour. When the smoke settles and the air clears, one less building in the city appears. What would make this needless deaths reprieved? We need to change the fire department. We need more men. We need more men We need more men. We need to have people who depend on this service for the city to go gather around. Let's gather around and let's prevent this useless tragedy. You all must realize that the fire department has its hands cuffed and they're blindfolded. The leader is standing under control of a mayor who is moving the game pieces to benefit his own. You citizens better wake up before it's too late, because someone you have loved is now maybe going to have that same fate. No one will care, only your own, because in the city you are all alone. Let's not have this happen to anyone else, because each life is a celebration for all. Let's all stop hiding in the smoke and the haze and stand up for your life and your families. Look to these men who put their lives on the line every day to save life and property. Open your mouths and blow out your voices to let the city know you want your choices. Supply these men with the tools they need, because if you don't, the brownouts will be, and some will lose their families. That is deeply from my heart. I feel inspired from my husband. A salute, as my husband would always cut me up that I never did it proper, but I salute every one of you men that have put your lives and going to put your lives on the line. May God bless you, may God keep you safe, and may you always follow your gut. Don't do what you don't think you should do. Follow your gut. May God bless you all, and I thank you for the time.